Hi everyone. In today's session, we will be discussing operators in C++. So let us first understand what exactly operators are. So in case of any programming language, it is incomplete without the use of operators. Now, operators are merely symbols that help us in computation. Talking in terms of mathematics, we use plus sign for addition, minus sign for subtraction, multiplication sign for multiplication, this slash sign for division, and many other mathematical symbols are there. And they are basically used to compute certain values. Similarly, in terms of computing, every programming language has a set of operators that are used to perform some specific mathematical or say logical computations. And also in terms of computing, like in terms of mathematics, we add numbers. In the terms of computing, we compute operands with the help of operators. So let us just deep dive into operators in C++ and explore all of the operators that are present and what all functions they have. So operators are special built-in symbols that have functionality and work on operands, as I already discussed. So these are built-in, that is any specific user cannot define a particular operator for himself. These are already built in by the language, right? By language. And these are symbols that have functionality. Functionality as in we can have, say, addition or subtraction or multiplication, etc. and so on, and they work on operands. So operand are basically can be defined as an input to the operator. So suppose if I calculate 5 plus 3, in this case here 5 and 3 are operands and plus is the operator, right? Now arity, there is something known as arity of operators in the language of computing. So arity meaning how many operands an operator takes. Now it is not necessary that the plus sign it has two operands, right? 5 and 3 here. So it is not necessary that all the operators that we have work on two operands. They can be working on only one operand or 3 operands also. So a unary operator is the first type. It has only one operand, and examples of which are x equal to minus y. So here minus y, negation, minus y is a unary operator, right? Similarly, x plus plus, x plus plus. So this is an operator and there is only one operand here. This is also a unary operator. Now binary operator is something that has two operands. Say z equal to 10. So we have here two operands, z and 10. And this is our assignment operator or equals to operator as we call it. Similarly, the second example is we see here y plus z. Now here, even though there are two operators being used, they have a relationship between two operands only. Say suppose this, we consider the plus sign to be our operand, so it is operating on y and z, two variables. If we consider equal to operator, then it is working on z and the result of this entire operation. So there will be two operands for equal to sign as well. And then thirdly, there are if there are 3 operands, then it is known as a ternary operator. So this is what the arity of any operator is, meaning how many operands it has. I mean how many operands it functions on. So moving on to the assignment operator, right? So what an assignment operator is? Assignment operator is used to, as the name suggests, it assigns value to a variable. Where will it assign value? It will assign value to the variable. Now, how does it do that? The value on the right side value is known as R value in terms of computing, is assigned to the location variable that is on the left side, right? So if you write A equal to 10, right, this is the R value, this is the L value. So the R value is being stored into the L value, and this here equal to sign here is known as the assignment operator, right? So R value is any expression that evaluates to a single value, right, and it's on the right side of the assignment operator. And L value is a storage location, that means a variable or a reference to a location, that is A in case of this example, and it is always to the left side of the assignment operator. So typical usage, as we already discussed, is variable name is equal to expression. So it can also be A is equal to 10 into 20, say plus 30, right? So this entire thing will be known as the R value, which is being assigned to the L value, right? So there is one note written here: be careful not to confuse assignment, which is a single equal to sign, with comparison, right? Now we also use, if you've already practiced C++, you might have come across this comparison operator, which is nothing but 2 times equal to sign used. It is used for comparing, say A equal to B. It will be in an if statement, say. So if A is equal to B, so values of A and B are being compared, and if they are same, then a certain set of statements shall be executed. If not, then the set of else statements will be executed, right? So this is a comparison operator, and this is an assignment operator. Often in certain competitive level exams, there are tricky questions asked based on both of these, like to confuse the one who's giving the test. So be careful not to confuse the assignment operator with the comparison operator, right? Moving on to compound assignment operators. There are certain compound assignment operators as you see on your screen right now. I'm sorry, this is modulo equal to. These are nothing but, say I write x plus equal to 10. So what this implies is x equal to x plus 10. So this is nothing but a short form of assignment operator, right? So plus equal to, in similar case, if I write x minus equal to 10, so it will imply x equal to x minus 10. X module x star equal to will imply x equal to x multiplied by 10. Will imply x equal to x divided by 10. X modulo equal to 10 will imply x equal to x modulo 10. So compound assignment operators are nothing but a short of writing these. This statement can also be written as this simple assignment operator. So this is sometimes known as a compound assignment operators, and this is how they function. Moving on to arithmetic operators. These are, as the name suggests, arithmetic operators. They are used to perform arithmetic or mathematical functions, right, on operands. They are mostly, their arity is mostly binary, as we see here for all, right? Now they are add, the symbol is the plus sign, subtract, minus sign, multiply, star, divide, slash sign, modulo, percentage sign. Minus is unary. Also unary are also there. They can also be plus, which is also unary and is plus plus x or x plus plus, right? So usage, as we all know, all of these have simple usage as we have in mathematics. The percentage sign is modulus, which stands for remainder of a function, right? And finally, x plus plus and plus plus x is nothing but if we have, say, x equal to 5 and somewhere in the program we use plus plus x, right? So the value of x will be incremented by 1. So this will give you 6 and the program will continue further. But if it is written x plus plus, in that case, for the first time the value will remain 5. After the execution, then it will become 6. So plus plus x means it gets incremented first and then gets executed. This gets executed first and then incremented, right? Now we have a certain level of precedence. So right, let us compare this with mathematics BODMAS rule, right? We all have studied BODMAS rule in our lower standards. So what it said that first it stands for, so in any mathematical problem, first the bracket is solved at first, then division, multiplication, then addition, then subtraction. This is the BODMAS rule. Now in case of computing as well, we need a level of precedence so that the computer understands what it has to execute. Had we not followed BODMAS, the result was different, but it was not correct. So similarly, when we talk about computers, we have a certain precedence in case of arithmetic operators. So the first preference is given to parenthesis, right? So if you have an operation, we can consider simple numbers also, say 5 plus 4, 3 into 2 plus 1 and so on, right? So first it will be executing the parenthesis, right? So this will be executed first. So it will be 5 plus 4 into 3 2s are 6 plus 1, right? Then it will have unitary minus, which we don't have. Then we have multiply, divide and modulo, right? So this is multiply here, right? So first this will be executed. So 5 plus 24 plus 1. After that we have plus and minus, right? So now we have two plus signs, right? So when we have, so the they have the same precedence, right? 2 plus sign obviously will have the same precedence. In fact, if we had even a minus sign over here, it will have the same precedence, because same priority is given to the plus sign and the minus sign both. Now if the operators are on the same level, they are executed from left to right. So this is our right side and this is our left side. So they are associated from left to right, right? So first 5 plus 24 will be executed, 29 plus 1 will be executed, and number final result will be 30, which will be the right answer. So we can compute it like this, but the computers have to understand the precedence, operators precedence, in order to calculate the right answer for us. So this is the order of precedence that they follow. The first priority is given to parenthesis, unitary minus. Multiplication, division and modulus have the same priority, and then they are calculated from left to right as per their occurrence. Similarly, plus and minus have further the same precedence, and they are again calculated from left to right. Okay, so moving on to relational operators. So what are they? Relation, as the name suggests, they are used to compare two values, or it can also be operands, right? So like as we discussed here, this is equal to comparison operator. As we discussed previously also, it checks if the value of two operators are equal or not. If yes, then the condition becomes true, right? We already discussed it in the previous slides. Not equal to checks if the values of two operators are equal or not. If they are not equal, then the condition becomes true. This exclamation sign stands for not, right? So if A is not equal to B, then execute a certain set of statement, else execute another set of statements. Now this is simple greater than and less than signs. Greater than checks if the value of the left operand is greater than the value of right operand. It checks the less than checks if the left operand is less than the value of the right operand. Greater than equal to, it checks if the value of left operand is greater than or equal to the value. In either case, it will be true, and because or is there, right, and not and. So if there's or, either of the two conditions, whether it is greater or equal to, then the condition becomes true. Similarly, less than or equal to, so it checks if the value of left operand is less than or equal to the value of the right operand. If yes, then the condition becomes true, right? Now we move on to logical operators. What are logical operators? They combine two or more conditions to complement the evaluation of the original condition. Meaning that they just compared two different conditions and finally evaluate the original, right? So this is our logical AND operator, right? So if I write in an if statement, if I have A is greater than B and A is divisible by 2, right? Why modulo? Because if it returns equal to 0. So this will check if it is an even number and if A is greater than B. So for any value of say A and B can be take any values. So if I use the AND operator, A is greater than B condition should also be true and A modulo 2 equal to 0 condition should also be true. Only then the final result of this if condition will be true and the statements under if will be executed. Else the statements under else command will be executed, right? Similarly speaking, the next operator, this is known as a logical OR operator. Or now what does OR do? This stands for AND, right? I'll write here AND. Now if I have the same conditions here and a logical OR operator in between, then if this is true or this is false, the answer will be true. Else if this is false and this is true, the answer will again be true. If this is true and this is true, again the answer will be true. The only time this will be false when both of these conditions are false, then it will be false, right? So in case of OR, we check either the first condition is true or the second condition is true. If they are true, the statements under if will be executed. Else the statement under else command will be executed. Lastly, the logical NOT operator, it reverses the logical state of its operand. So it functions similar to a simple NOT statement. So if I put here NOT A and B, so this will just give a complement of the entire statement. So if not of this is true, then the statements under if will be executed, else the statement under the else command will be executed, right? So now there are also certain other operators in C++. So under other operators we shall discuss 3, right? First will be the size of operator. Second will be conditional operator. And third will be the comma operator, right? So firstly, size of, it is used to compute, it is simply, as the name suggests, it computes the size of an operand, right? So if you have an integer operand, say like size of a, and a is suppose an int variable, int a equal to 5 suppose. So size of a will return 4 bytes, as we know that the size of an int variable is 4 bytes. It occupies 4 bytes in the memory space. So size of a will return us 4. So size of basically does nothing but computes the size of the operand. Now conditional operator is something as we call checks the condition. So if suppose we have say like expression a, then b or c, right? So if suppose we have an operation of expression a, so a is greater than b suppose, right? So if it is true, then here c will be executed or d will be executed. Here I'm just taking mere alphabets to make you understand. So any expression given here followed by a question mark will be the expression that we need to check. If as per our program this expression is true, then C will be executed, else D will be executed, right? So taking an example of this, we can have like suppose hash include any our program. Let us write just the main function, right? Int main, right? So int t is equal to 0 initially, and int a equal to 5, right? So we just simply like cout t or number or 0, right? So this will return us a number because we have inputted t equal to be 0, which is true in this case. So lastly, what we have with us is a comma operator. It is the symbol is this. It is a binary operator and it evaluates the first operand and discards the result, then evaluates second operand and returns the value, right? So comma operator has the lowest precedence, and it acts as both as an operator and a separator, right? So comma operator is hardly like used in our program, so it is not like that important, but you can always refer to operators in general because they are like one of the most fundamental things to study whenever you study any language. So I hope operators in C++ is clear to you. Thank you.